Will mortgage rates hit 10%? I don't think so. I'm Eric Engelbert with Orange County Real Estate. Today we're going to look at the real estate data for the last 7 days here in Orange County and also in the United States. We're also going to take a look at the historical mortgage rates for the last 50 years. Let's jump right into that slide right away. So this is the last 50 years of interest rates with a few data points on median home price. So the last time, 1981 there, we had 18% mortgage rates, very high, and the median home price was $59,000. So just to put that into perspective, say you bought a $100,000 home and you put 20% down, so you have an $80,000 mortgage, and your rate's 18%, your payment with principal and interest is going to be about $1,400. So that's a pretty high payment, or that's definitely a high interest rate, but $1,400 in 1981 was manageable. Okay, so then let's go down to 1990. That's the last time rates were at or above 10%. They were like 10.3 that year, and the median home price then was $98,000. Then in 1995, the median home price jumped up to $109, and rates then were 8%. So just an example there, let's say you bought a $150,000 house in 1995 and your interest rate was 8%. So you put 20% down, so now you have a mortgage of $120,000. Your payment, just principal payment, or just your interest only payment is $800. So if we add principal and interest, you're probably at $1,100 there. So you can see how much the interest rate changed there. 10% difference. Now we're down to 8% from 1981, and our house had gone up $50,000, or the purchase that we did, and our payments less. Still very manageable at 8%. So next, now 2006, median home price has gone up to 2010. This is at the peak there, right before the bubble burst on those. And they were hovering around 6.5% during that time. Then we had a crash there, and in 2012, the median home price was $180,000, and rates were hovering around 4%. And now we are in 2022, and the median home price has gone way up in the last 2.5, 3 years to $425,000, and our rates are at 7%. Now, if rates reach 10%, I mean, buyers are going to be stopped in their tracks. Home prices are going to have to come down for buyers to be able to afford them. I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm predicting rates are going to level off here, and then by the end of 2023, be close to 5.5%. That's my prediction. And remember that 80% of the homeowners right now during the last 3 years either purchased or refinanced at rates under 4%. So those people are in a great position, and if any of them have to sell, there's going to be some major life event, maybe a job transfer that's requiring them to transfer to a different state and sell, or other life events that may cause them to sell. But those people are in great position, so there's not going to be an onslaught of inventory that's going to cause prices to drop way down. So let's look at our first slide, our next slide, which is the inventory slide. And in Orange County, residential units for sale is 3,616. That's down slightly from last week, which is what it's supposed to do. And in the United States, we just for single family homes, we have just over 575,000. And this went down from last week, which is good. That's what we were expecting to happen, because the previous 3-4 weeks in a row, 5 weeks in a row had been going up. And this is our normal winter market, where for the last 15 years, it just inventory always goes down. So we were a little bit concerned with inventory going up during the holiday season, that could cause values to drop. But also at 575,000, keep in mind, that's 44% more than the same time last year, but also 40% less than pre-pandemic 2019. So we still have an inventory problem where we're 40% less than 2019, and 2019 was lower than the year before that and the year before that. So we've been having this inventory issue for years. A few reasons why would be investors were buying properties, people who were buying their move-up properties were deciding to rent their home instead of sell. So let's go to the next line real quick. All right, OC under contract and pendings, that's 1,523. That's down slightly. New listings in the last 7 days is down slightly, 487. But the solds in the last 7 days has gone up just slightly. So that's good. People are still buying. Let's jump to the next slide, and that's our days on market slide. There, median days on market stayed the same, 40. Average days on market stayed the same, 57. Under $1 million, that stayed the same at 35. And then $1 million to $2 million went up 1 day, and over $2 million went up 1 day to 59. So those are still low amount of time in days that's required to sell a home. And statistically, that would be a seller's market, but we know these days buyers have the power. Just if you come in with an offer and an approved mortgage with a lender, you definitely have a lot of power and a lot of negotiating power. That takes us to the next slide, and the first line is that homes in Orange County are selling for 1% less than the list price. That tells there is some negotiating room and some negotiating power, but it's also a pretty good statistic too, that it's only 1% less than the list price. And the next line, Orange County immediate sales is 5.3%. That's up from last week. So that's 5.3% of the sales happen in the first 2 days of the house being on the market. So that means there's still lots of buyer demand. People are buying. All right, the next line down is price reductions in Orange County. This has gone up to 43.8%. And U.S. price reductions continues to tick up slightly, 43.2%. All right, the next line is Costa Mesa single family homes. The median price of new listings, that jumped way up this week. Nothing to be alarmed. We just had a couple sales fall off and a couple new ones came up. Average days on market jumped up just by 1 to 61 days. Price reductions jumped up by 1% to 46, and relisted jumped up to 5%. Just one from 4%. The relisted properties are properties that accepted an offer and then fell out of escrow, pretty much always due to the buyer not performing, and that means they couldn't get their loan. Usually means 95% of the time means they couldn't get the loan they wanted, ended up not being qualified, something changed. So the house was relisted. All right, let's jump to the next slide is Costa Mesa condos, and the median price of new listings there came down, and the average days on market came down quite a bit to 36, and the price reductions are now only 23% for condos in Costa Mesa, and relisted is 0%. So that price point always has the greatest demand in the entire county here in Orange County. There's more people that can afford that price. So that's strong there. Those are strong numbers. The days on market only 36, and price reductions as low as 23%. So that's good. That's telling us that there's a lot of activity at that price point. Okay, if you are buying in this market, you will have the power. We still have buyers looking and writing offers, and sellers are definitely accepting with open arms and more likely to negotiate. Buyers have been asking for buy downs on the rate, mortgage concessions, and things like that. I've also seen sellers do seller carrybacks. There's actually a pretty nice home in Seal Beach right now that's offering a seller carryback loan at 5%. I'm not sure if it's going to be for the full price of the first mortgage, but at least a big portion of it. And if you can get a loan at 5%, that's great. Also, in the past, seller carrybacks maybe had a balloon after 2 years, but there's so many regulations on owner-occupied homes, they can't do that. So that seller's gonna have to write a 30-year mortgage at 5%. So that's actually probably a pretty good mortgage. If you want more information about that possibility or those options, please reach out. And sellers, that are desperate to sell are offering things like that. Sometimes, it's very rare, but sometimes sellers have a loan that's assumable. If you qualify, you can take their or assume their current loan, which could be at 4%. So that's another option. And if you're considering selling at this time, we feel, although the days on market is low for sellers, we feel that buyers do have the power. But let us know what area you want to sell in, and you can get the data. It's important to look at this data. It gives you an idea of how long it's going to take to sell, what price you should put it up at, and if you need to make any adjustments to your house for the presentation. Then we'll look at, those homes that are taking 3 months to sell are still listed 3 months after they've been on the market. We'll look at those and we'll figure out and analyze that and figure out how to beat them and sell faster than those. All right, thank you guys for watching. Reach out again if you want that data for your neighborhood, for your target neighborhood. You can call, text, or email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.